Have you ever heard something so crazy that you just had to say, "Bro, be serious"? Well, get ready because today we're diving into history's biggest be serious moments. From absurd laws to unbelievable events, these stories are guaranteed to leave you in disbelief. So sit back, relax, and prepare to be amazed by the ridiculousness of human behavior and situations throughout history. But before we begin, be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of our awesome videos. Let's jump right in. 10. The Case of the Stolen Ovary. In 2006, a woman in India found herself in a bizarre situation when she accused her husband of stealing her ovary. According to the woman, she had been experiencing severe abdominal pain and visited a local doctor who diagnosed her with ovarian dysfunction. However, when she sought a second opinion at a hospital in Chennai, the doctors there discovered that she only had one ovary instead of the usual two. The woman's husband had actually removed one of her ovaries without her consent or knowledge. He claimed that he did it to prevent his wife from having children, but this was never discussed with her, and she had undergone surgery for the removal of only one ovary. Talk about a shocking twist. This case raised ethical concerns about informed consent and bodily autonomy. 9. The code name for World War II. During the Second World War, the Allies used the code name Boy for the invasion of France. Yes, you heard that right. They chose the word boy to refer to such a major military operation. It may seem ridiculous now, but back then it made perfect sense to the military strategists. Winston Churchill, the British Prime Minister, came up with the code name, and he explained that it was chosen because it was short and easy to remember. However, the German High Command got hold of the code, and although they knew something big was coming, they had no idea it was the D-Day invasion. They thought it was a diversion and moved most of their troops away from the coast, which ended up being a fatal mistake. Sometimes, simplicity can truly be the best strategy, even if it means using the word boy. 8. A pig assassination attempt. In ancient Rome, a senator named Marcus Junius Brutus plotted to assassinate the Emperor Caesar. But instead of using a knife or a sword, he decided to go for the ultimate underhanded move, stabbing Caesar in the back with a pair of scissors. Now that's what we call a cheap shot. On that fateful day in 44 BC, Caesar was attending a Senate meeting when Brutus approached him with a pair of scissors hidden under his toga. He then proceeded to stab Caesar multiple times in the back until the emperor collapsed and died. Talk about a dramatic entrance. But why did Brutus choose such an unusual weapon? Some historians believe that the scissors symbolized the betrayal that Caesar had faced from his close friend and confidant. Whatever the reason, this bizarre assassination attempt went down in history as one of the most audacious acts of treachery ever committed. 7. An author sued for not dying. In 1916, an author named John Galsworthy was so upset with the First World War that he wrote a fictional story about a character who refused to participate in the war. The story was published in a collection of essays titled The Man Who Would Be King and Other Essays. But when the book was released, the British government wasn't too happy about it. They saw the story as a form of pacifist propaganda and decided to prosecute the author for doing a disservice to the recruiting campaign. That's right. The British government wanted John Galsworthy to die in World War I. The case went to trial, and the author's supporters argued that the story was just a work of fiction and not intended to promote pacifism. However, the prosecution argued that the story encouraged men to avoid military service, and that was seen as a threat to national security. Eventually, Galsworthy was found guilty and sentenced to 6 months in prison. It was one of the first cases of a writer being punished for their work, setting a bad precedent for freedom of speech and expression. No. 6. Ancient Greek Olympics. The ancient Olympic Games were a huge deal in Greece, so much so that they took a break during World War II. That's right. The Nazis didn't mess around when it came to sports. In 1940, the Olympics were scheduled to take place in Helsinki, Finland, but the event was cancelled due to the outbreak of the Winter War between Finland and the Soviet Union. The Games were then moved to Tokyo, Japan, where they were again cancelled due to the ongoing conflict between China and Japan. With the world in chaos, it just didn't seem like the right time to party. But after the end of the war, the Olympic flame was finally lit in 1948 at the historic Wembley Stadium in London. And so the Games went on. 5. In the Ottoman Empire, beards were all the rage. Men of all social classes sported facial hair, from the Sultan's wife to the Janissaries. Even the Sultan's wives and female slaves weren't safe from the hirsute horde. Male slaves were forced to grow their beards long and luscious as part of a power play by the Ottomans. Against the West, the facial hair became a symbol of masculinity and power, and the longer and thicker the beard, the better. To achieve the coveted Ottoman beard, men had to undergo a special shaving ritual where half of their beard was shaved off to make it appear thicker. They also used special combs to keep their beards in shape and applied various oils and balms to keep them looking shiny and healthy. But it wasn't all smooth sailing for bearded men. They had to pay a special tax known as the beard tax, and women often complained about the itchy stubble tickling their faces. But despite the downsides, the Ottoman beard remained a symbol of masculine glory for centuries. No, for a royal pig assassination. In 1477, the King of England, Edward IV, had a problem. His brother, George, Duke of Clarence, had recently passed away under mysterious circumstances, leaving the throne to Edward's son, Edward V. But there was a rumor circulating that Clarence had been poisoned by his own wife, Isabella, and Edward wanted to find out if it was true. So he brought in the only person who could solve the case, Matthew Parker, a royal pig assassin. Yep, you heard that right. There was actually a position in the royal court called the pig assassin, whose job it was to investigate cases of suspected poisoning. Parkin's job was simple. He would feed small amounts of food to the pigs that had been in contact with the deceased and see if they showed any signs of illness or death. If the pigs died, then it was likely that the person had been poisoned. And if not, well, then it was a false alarm. And in this case, the pigs didn't die, suggesting that George had died of natural causes. So maybe the real George Clarence was the friends we made along the way. No? 3. A knight in shining armor. Sir Kenelme Digby was a medieval knight who lived in the 12th century. And let's just say he was a little obsessed with cleanliness. While most knights were known for their stinky hygiene, Digby took the opposite approach. He believed that bathing and grooming were essential to maintaining his health and well-being, and he made sure to follow a strict hygiene routine at all times. He would bathe regularly, use scented oils and perfumes, and even brush his teeth with a special toothbrush that he carried with him on his travels. But his obsession with cleanliness didn't just stop at his own person. He also made sure to keep his armor sparkling clean, which was quite a feat considering that armor is typically associated with dirt and grime. But somehow, Digby managed to keep his armor shining bright, much to the surprise and admiration of his fellow knights. Maybe he should have been the one to lead the charge into the bathhouse. Number 2. A broken nose and a fake mustache. In 1924, a man named Victor Lustig tried to pull off the ultimate disguise, and it involved a fake mustache that concealed a rather unfortunate facial feature, his crooked nose. Lustig had always been self-conscious about his nose, and he tried everything to hide it, from wearing hats to using makeup. But nothing seemed to work as well as a good old-fashioned mustache. So he decided to create the ultimate disguise, a pair of glasses with a fake mustache attached. He put on the glasses and headed to the streets of New York City, confident that his nose was finally hidden. But his disguise didn't last long. Passerby accidentally bumped into him, causing his glasses to fall to the ground and crack. And as people gathered around him, he realized that his secret was out. Talk about a mustache fail. No. 1. Ancient Thebes. Imagine a team of elite soldiers who take on any challenge thrown at them, winning every battle and inspiring awe and terror in equal measure. That's exactly what the Theban sacred band was all about. This elite military force from ancient Thebes consisted of 150 pairs of gay male lovers who fought together. In the 360s BC, they were known for their exceptional skills in battle and their unwavering loyalty to each other. But their success in war didn't come without its challenges. The Thebans had to overcome societal norms and prejudices to fight alongside each other. In a time when homosexuality was frowned upon, they defied the odds and proved that love and skill can conquer all. Their story is a testament to the power of human resilience and the strength of the bonds we forge with our partners. And that's a wrap on today's video. We hope you enjoyed learning about some of the craziest and most ridiculous moments in history. Which story was your favorite? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more amazing content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.